Now. Hello there. Welcome to a new edition of the Coastal Magic CMConCast podcast. Each edition is a compilation of 5 daily features from my book blog wrapped up in one fantastic author chat. You're seeing the video of this conversation during our 2022 virtual convention, and the audio version will magically become a podcast sometime in the future. I've gotten to hear Cecilia Dominic speak on many panels during our DragonCon events together, and I am so excited that she's going to be with us here for Coastal Magic virtually this year, and hopefully we'll have her with us in person in the future. From her bio, by day, psychologist Cecilia Dominic helps people cure their insomnia. By night, this USA Today best-selling author writes steampunk and urban fantasy books that help her readers turning pages past the bedtime. She prefers the term versatile to conflicted and lives in Atlanta with her husband and the world's cutest cat. So that is where we are right now. How are you, Cecilia?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so happy. I'm sad that we're not together in Daytona, but I am happy that you're here. As I said in the intro, I've seen you on panels at DragonCon, and it's always fun to listen to you talk. So I'm so excited that you're going to be on panels and doing things with us this weekend. For our chat today, I have stolen from myself. I have stolen the 5 parts of my book blog, and we are going to kind of mush them together and have a fun little chat, starting with what we normally would do on Mondays, which is Words and Music Monday. And that gives you a chance to talk about any kind of music you listen to while you write, theme songs for characters, book playlists, things like that. So do you use music when you write? Do you have those kinds of things, or do you prefer quiet? How does music fit into your writing?
Oh, I definitely love listening to music while I write. I live in a small house, a small old house. And so whether it's my husband or the cat, whatever, or whoever is walking around, you're going to hear it.
Right.
So yes, I have my noise canceling headphones, which I'm actually using for this interview. And so, yes, I will put on some music. It depends on what I'm writing. Mm-hmm. I have done everything from like a friend of mine shared a lo-fi hip hop beat playlist.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's, guaranteed to minimize distraction, supposedly. And I have a very distractible brain. Currently, I am working on the second book for series I have contracted, and it partially takes place in Birmingham, 1999, which I am sorry to say, fellow 90s teenagers, feels like writing historical fiction.
Oh,
yes, I know.
Not right at all.
Yes, so I've been listening to various 90s playlists. I found one this morning that is quiet 90s music, which has been really nice. So it's the it's 80s and 90s, and it's music that tends to be a little bit quieter, a little bit more soothing. So yeah, it's been great. I was also listening to some 90s Eurodance at some point to try to get myself into the mindset of it.
Very cool.
Yes, I've only done specific playlists myself a few times. Like back when I was writing A Perfect Man, I had a Karen playlist, which was basically like a girl power playlist, and a Seth playlist.
Nice.
Yes, sadly, I don't know what happens to them.
Oh no!
I know, yeah, they were in my iTunes and then they disappeared.
That's no good at all.
I know, it's so sad. And then most recently, the playlist I did was as bonus material for my Fae Files VIP subscribers. So if you read the Fae Files and you join that specific email list, you get bonus material, including a playlist that goes through Fairy. And so I put together some of my favorite road trip music, as well as some songs that, might be referenced in the book, or the characters, there's one that the characters dance to in the book. So yeah, it's fun.
Very cool. Very cool. I don't typically think of 90s music as being soft. So I'm interested to hear, what some of those songs might have been. But that's cool. Yes. Are you, so the Fairy one is available for those subscribers. Is there a way to find out where any of the other songs for the other books are? Are they on your website? Do you have a Spotify playlist or anything like that? Or is it just for you to listen to?
They're just for me to listen to. Their playlists that other people have come up with.
Gotcha. Okay. In the next part of our chat, 10 Things Tuesday, you can share 10 things of any sort that you like. It can be book things, it can be you things, it can be random, weird, fun things. What 10 things would you like to share with us?
Well, I can always talk about food.
I can always listen to people talk about food.
Yes, I am very food motivated. It's funny, I'm kind of,
Excellent.
probably even more so than my cat, who, by the way, video people, that is the lump that is back there. And I am hoping that he will, come and join us. Of course, he comes and joins me when I least want him to, like including when I'm having serious conversations with my psychotherapy patients.
Oh no, maybe we can lure him over at some point.
Yes, Timothy. Oh, the ears flicked. We'll see.
We'll see.
Yep.
So what foodie goodness do you have for us?
Okay, so I am half Belgian, half Italian.
Nice.
Thank you. So it is a mishmash of the two of them. Of course, I love tea, which I guess is neither, but that's okay.
I think it's universal.
I think so too, especially among writers and readers.
Yes, I believe so.
And I did just patronize the Teology booth at the Atlanta Steampunk Expo and got a couple of fun things.
Nice. Very cool. Yes. Very cool.
I also like wine. So that's
also universal.
Yes, and something that does appear in many of my books.
Yes. Very cool.
I did have a wine blog at one point, but don't really update it much. Most of my wine content has moved over to Instagram under my random enophile account.
Gotcha.
Let's see. So definitely chocolate, any kind of chocolate desserts, chocolate cake, chocolate cookies, brownies. I love to bake, and I love to do. Thank you. And I love to do cake art. So I love to decorate with buttercream.
I wish we lived closer to each other, because that could be a very fortuitous friendship right there.
Yes. I might even like to eat buttercream straight out of the bowl.
I do as well. Did you know that Publix sells little containers of buttercream?
I did not need to know that.
That is my gift to you.
Thank you. Most recently, I think I've found a really good one. It's the Preppy Kitchen chocolate buttercream icing. Yeah, really good stuff. Yes.
Cool.
And then, of course, on the Italian side of things, lasagna, spaghetti with meatballs, pizza, which was not on the list I sent you, but that is definitely up there. Yes. I do make my own pizza crust, my own tomato sauce, my own pasta sometimes.
Wow, very nice. That's impressive.
And then on the Belgian side, so Belgian food is kind of weird sometimes. So one of my favorite Belgian dishes is Belgian endives that are steamed, wrapped in ham, and then served with a Gruyere sauce.
Interesting.
Absolutely delicious, especially with a good bread. And then also French fries, but made the Belgian way, where they are fried twice and therefore they are twice as good.
Yeah, of course.
And then beef stew with the French fries are, amazing.
Beef stew with the French fries in it?
So you serve the beef stew with the French fries and use the French fries to dip the sauce.
Interesting. I've never done such a thing. Okay, so that's a new thing to try. But I suppose they probably have to be the twice fried ones, or else you end up getting soggy French fries.
Yes. And also you want a good Belgian beef stew, which is beer-based rather than wine-based.
Interesting. Okay, so that's a whole conversation that we're going to have the next time I see you at DragonCon. We're just going to have to set aside a few minutes, and we'll talk about these beef stews and French fry things.
Yes, you might have to have you come over for a Belgian meal at some point.
There we go. All right, so have we made it through your list?
I think so, yes.
I think we made it through all 10 of your favorite things. Nice. Very cool. Very cool. I have a feeling that quite a few of the readers are going to have similar favorites in some of those, as far as maybe the chocolate cake and the wine and the tea and the pizza. I think you will have quite a few people with similar favorites.
Excellent. And if anybody is looking for a character who is similarly obsessed with food, especially dessert, that would be Raina in my Fae Files series.
Nice. Good to know. Good to know. Okay, so moving to the next day of the week, WWW Wednesday. So that's a chance to talk about something that you have seen online sometime recently that has either sparked your interest or made you laugh or taught you something new, or it's just some random crazy thing that's stuck in your head. So have you seen something recently that you want to share?
So I was trying to think, I do probably spend more time than I should on Instagram, but
Oh, okay.
yes. But I have to admit,
Gotcha.
I really have been enjoying the Wordle game.
Me too. I love it.
Yes. And, I have to admit, I'm not going for, can I guess it in like 2 or 3? It's like, no, I have my own little method of, okay, let me figure out as many letters as possible.
Right.
And I have to admit, I did lose once, but that was it.
Well, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. How long have you been playing?
Oh, just a few weeks.
Just a few. Yeah, I think we all kind of found it at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I think, or at least everybody that I've seen in my, in my social media circle, we all kind of found it around the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy it. I like that it's only once every 24 hours. Now you can find
Yes.
other versions of it that you can do more often. But I pretty much just stick to the one, and it's only
Mm-hmm.
once every 24 hours, so it's not something that's a huge time suck.
Right.
And I agree, it's fun to try to figure out all of the letters and work it out.
Yes.
Today's was a tough one because of the options available, but
Okay, so I have not done today's yet.
well, okay, so that's all I'll say.
Okay.
And then good luck.
Thank you.
All right, so moving along to the next day of the week, the next feature is Thursday reviews. So obviously, as a book blog, we do book reviews, and as
Mm-hmm.
readers and writers, we read books ourselves. So have you read anything lately that has stuck with you, or been really, really exciting, or you just loved?
Yes. So to give you context, I have to admit, I'm one of those people who will pick up book 1, but will rarely go on to book 2.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I know, confession time, right? And I would have to say, I have really been enjoying Geneva Black's Necromancer's Daughter trilogy. Like I read
Okay.
the first one and then I bought the second one right away. And I'm about 3/4 of the way
Wow.
through that one.
Very cool. So that's high praise coming from somebody who rarely makes it to book 2.
Exactly. And
Very cool.
it's an urban fantasy and it's got some of the tropes that sometimes drive me crazy, like, reluctant chosen one. And then there's a zombie character and I hate zombies, but no, they are really well done.
Interesting. I'm not a huge zombie person myself, so it's good to know that this is a little bit more, I don't know, palatable maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's cool. That's interesting. And it's just a trilogy. There's no more after that.
It doesn't look like it.
Cool. That might be something to pick up then. Now,
Yes.
is it a time thing that you don't make it to the next book, or just you get busy looking at too many other things?
Probably I get too distracted looking at too many other things.
There's a lot of good stuff out there. I can totally
Mm-hmm.
relate to that. Absolutely. If you, I mean, can you imagine if we actually took the time to read all of the books that we have on our to be read lists?
Oh gosh. Yes, no, I have a whole shelf over there. I have a whole
We
Kindle. I have
wouldn't be able to do anything else ever.
no. You
It
can
would
see a
just
couple of
be
piles on
reading,
the table back there. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
but it would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It would be amazing. Unrealistic, but amazing nonetheless.
Yes.
Okay. Moving on to Friday. Friday is author chats, and that's basically a wide open chance to talk about whatever you want to talk about. So it can be things that interest you. It can be books that you have coming out, ideas that you've had, things that you're learning how to do, any number of things. So what would you like to talk about for your chat section?
Oh, so I would like to give a nod to my other career, my other writing,
Nice.
which is as my psychologist self. So Cecilia Dominic is a pen name. In my real life, I get to be called Dr. Bartolucci, which is great when I answer the phone because people are often surprised I'm answering the phone and they say, "Is this the doctor?" And I get to say, "Yes, this is the doctor."
That is fantastic. Very nice. Very nice. and not something that many people get to say. So
That's
pretty
true.
cool. That is pretty cool. So what do you doctor?
So I am a sleep psychologist. So
Okay,
basically, I help people sleep without drugs. That is most of what I do.
nice.
And I also do some general psychotherapy as well, because I'm a clinical psychologist by training with extra certification in sleep medicine.
Okay.
And I always swore I was going to keep my two careers separate. But the sleep psychology snuck into the writing, especially in my Dreamweavers and Truth Seekers series, because,
Mhm.
it does that.
I don't see
And
how it couldn't.
yeah, it really, yes, because I mean, I guess once you start thinking a certain way, it is going to sneak in there.
Yeah.
And I have had reviewers say about pretty much any of my books that they can tell that I have a good scientific research background because I at least make those details believable.
Right. Yes. Very
Even if they're
cool.
completely made up, like in the ether psychics, because there really is no such thing as ether. At least not in this dimension.
Whatever works though. As long as you can make it seem real, then it's absolutely real.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what readers want, right? Is to go into a world that is not real, but that feels real.
Absolutely, 100%. Yes, yes. So I know you have written a book actually, as your doctor self. And
I
so
have.
what is your book about?
So it is Better Sleep for the Overachiever.
Mm-hmm.
And it is based on the conversations that I had, over a decade with this particular type of personality. So the very highly motivated, highly driven, achievement junkie, kind of like me.
I know a few people like that.
Yes, I think a lot of writers are like that, and readers.
I was going to say a lot of readers are like that as well.
Yes. And so I decided that I was going to compile all of this. So there is a little bit of the usual standard sleep advice that you get, although hopefully put in a way that's maybe a little easier to understand the whys of why we torture people and make them get up at the same time every day and turn off their screens at night.
Right.
And also it's got chapters on the things that high achievers tend to struggle with, like perfectionism, procrastination, difficulty relaxing, imposter syndrome is a part of it as well. And yeah, so far the feedback I've gotten on it has been very good.
Nice. I don't suppose there's a chapter on not being able to sleep because you have too many good books to read.
No, because, is that really a problem?
Well, it depends on how many other jobs you have.
That's true. So, we can make up a term. We can call it booksomnia.
There we go. I like it. And because you're a doctor, it's official.
Oh, there you go. Yes.
There we go. That's a thing. So booksomnia is now an actual thing coined by a doctor.
Although, I have to admit, I probably did see it in a meme somewhere, so I don't know that I can take all total credit for it. Just to be totally honest.
All right. But we can certainly pass it along.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So those are the 5 sections of our feature. I do want to make sure that we get a chance to do a little bit of promo for you. So what kinds of things are you working on right now? What have you had come out recently? What have you got coming up? Do you have appearances happening that we should watch out for? What's going on in Cecilia Dominic world?
Yes, thank you. So this is going to be a very busy year.
Okay,
my appearances that I have lined up so far will be JordanCon here in Atlanta in April.
All right.
If you're watching the video, you might have seen that I've got the window open, and so you might have seen my badge with the ribbons from last year sort of blowing into the picture. Because JordanCon, they're all about the ribbons. It's interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've seen some conventions that are very heavily, collect all of these from these different places and these different people, which is fun.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. I kept them because I think they're entertaining.
Yeah.
And then in early June, I'll be doing Con Carolinas.
Okay.
I have put in my application for DragonCon. Have not heard back yet. And then in the fall, I have put in applications for Multiverse Con and Conjuration, both of those here in Atlanta as well.
Very cool.
I would hopefully next year I can start traveling more. Maybe it's more steampunk conventions. I just did the Atlanta Steampunk Expo, which was a lot of fun. I bet. Yes. And as for releases, the most recent one was Shadows of the Sky, which was last summer. It was the 4th Fae Files book. Okay. Fae Files fans, don't worry. I do plan to finish out the series this year with the last 2 books, books 5 and 6. And we'll see. I might get inspired to do more because Rain is such a fun character. But we'll have to see. I'm hoping that the first book in that fall staff time travel fantasy adventure series will be coming out this year as well.
Nice.
And then I'm also hoping to do another Inspector Davidson mystery, so continuing the steampunk with that being out early next year.
I love this steampunk stuff. It makes
Yay.
me happy. I love it.
It's fun too.
Yes, I bet. Where do people need to go to find you online? Social media, website, things like that. Where can we find all of the information about your stuff?
Sure. So the best place to find me is probably my website, which is ceciliadominic.com. So that's CECILIA Dominic.com.
Okay.
If you're interested in better sleep for the overachiever, you can find that at overachieverbook.com.
Nice.
On Instagram, I am random enophile, so random OENOPHILE.
Okay.
That's basically my cooking, what I'm drinking, plenty of gratuitous pictures of Timothy Mouse, the world's cutest cat.
Yes.
Then Facebook, I am Cecilia Dominic author, and Twitter, I'm Cecilia Dominic.
Very cool. So a little bit of everything.
Yep.
I like it. I like it. We didn't manage to rouse the king of the beasts back there.
No, he sat up, licked himself a couple of times, then rolled over. That's
okay. Maybe we'll catch him next time.
Yes. He wore himself out. He saw patients with me all afternoon.
Ah, gotcha.
Yep.
So he's worked. He's had a hard day work, and now he's taking his well-deserved rest.
Yes, I refer to him as my supervisor.
Ah, and he's done supervising for the day, apparently.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I am very happy that you had some time to chat with me because I have really enjoyed, like I said, seeing you on panels at other events, and I'm super excited to see what happens for us this weekend with you on panels. I'm excited. It's always interesting conversation. So thank you for doing that.
Yes, well, thank you so much for today's interview and for including me in your virtual event.
No problem. And hopefully we'll have everybody together by the beach next year. That's the game plan. Okay, well, I will let you get back to your evening. Thank you very much. And for all of you who are watching, you can find Cecilia at all of those places that she mentioned. I'll have all of them listed in the comments, and definitely check out everything she has to offer. And we will catch you next time.